Hello, my lovely twins, Gemini. It's Maggie, the Irish Gypsy, here to bring you your February 2025 mid-month general reading. We're looking at the second half of February, and this is for the air sign of Gemini. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, this is a general reading. Excuse me. So you may find it helpful to watch the videos for your sun, moon, rising, Venus sign for additional insight. If something really resonates with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at it, pull the curtain back a bit, or you simply like the reading style, if you are interested in a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, please email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can click on the description of this video for that contact information as well. I would love to hear from you, and I can usually respond quickly within 24 hours with more info. I do offer lots of different types of readings, different lengths, costs, styles, spreads, including the 6 and 12-month overviews, which are pretty popular still right now. There's a little something in there for everyone, so if you're interested, email me. Okay. Moving right into your reading, Gemini, let's see what the second half of February has coming in for you. Okay. The Hanging Man. Taking a pause before acting, before deciding, which may feel like a temporary sacrifice, but things are still playing out. There may be information and knowledge that you need in order to make the best decision possible. Next, we have the Nine of Swords, my least favorite card in the tarot. This is an unnecessary level of stress, anxiety, worry, and fear because it's about an unknown future. Well, what if I do this and this happens? And what if I do that and that happens? And what if I don't do anything and then I miss out on that? And what if? First of all, it's overthinking it. It's thinking about it too much, thinking about it too obsessively, and with like a worst possible outcome kind of scenario. And it's all mental, meaning that while the situation may be real and your concerns might be valid, this is thinking about it to the point that, you know, it doesn't even, it becomes so big and bad or stressful in your head that it doesn't actually fit the reality, the external reality of the situation. So you can cut this energy down a bit. And then we have the Eight of Wands, speed, action, and momentum. From the bottom of the deck for primary focus, we have the Four of Wands. So the primary focus or primary subject matter, the Four of Wands. Celebrations that often underscore the connections we have to other people and the reasons we come together to celebrate, like weddings, anniversaries, reunions, birthdays. It's one of the traditional wedding cards of the tarot. It might be a marriage proposal some of you are getting. Or an invitation of some kind to an event. You know, it feels like something comes in and there's a temporary pause, a temporary lull, and during that lull, during that pause, you're like completely stressed out about envisioning the worst possible case scenario. And then all of a sudden, you're off and running, or there's action, right? So let's peel it back a bit. Let's take a look at the primary focus of the Four of Wands. The Ten of Wands, feeling overwhelmed, coming to the end of your rope with something, a heavy burden. I mean, coming to the end of a heavy burden that needs to, you know, it's time to lay something down. We have the Two of Cups and the King of Cups, soulmate, kindred spirit. And there's even a person showing up with it. The King of Cups might be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Somebody who is showing up as somebody you are karmically connected with. This can be romantic. It can be best friends. You know, doesn't necessarily have to be love romance. It can be a best friend. This is a kinship, a kindred spirit kind of energy, a karmic connection here coming in. Some of you may be receiving a marriage proposal from somebody who is showing up as your soulmate, kindred spirit. Some of you may be meeting this person at some kind of social event or gathering of some kind. I'm wondering why the stress, though. Some of you, okay, I'm just getting quite a clear message. It might be for one of you or a handful of you. I'm getting quite a clear message that there may be some kind of a third-party situation here, which makes it kind of sticky, which could be the source of the stress. But let's keep going. Let's take a look at that Hanging Man. Okay, we have the Five of Swords, winning at all costs, no matter what the cost is. The Six of Pentacles, gift giving, gift receiving. The Ten of Pentacles, long-term security and stability. Well, first of all, you may want to be taking a pause to make sure that this offer is indeed genuine, and that it really does hold a pretty fair promise of the potential of long-term stability and security. Also, for some of you, you may want to pay attention to taking a step back in order to ask yourself honestly, am I taking this offer or opportunity out of a sense of desperation for long-term security and stability? Meaning, being willing to do... the Five of Swords, it can be a card about deceit and betrayal, but fundamentally it represents being willing to do whatever it takes in order to achieve the outcome that you want, even if that outcome is difficult, even if it hurts you, even if it hurts other people. And sometimes situations go that way because they have to go that way, right? Doesn't necessarily mean there's deceit and betrayal, although, the other side might view it that way. But it's also a card that begs the question, is it worth it? Does the end justify the means in order to have long-term security and stability? One, if you have to hurt too many people to do it, or two, if you have to compromise your own morals and ethics in order to do it. And three, if, maybe the grass isn't greener on the other side, you think it is, but then you get over there and realize that it's not, but you can't go back to what you left, right? So it's kind of about taking a pause, taking a step back, letting it play out a bit to see what's the best decision and the right decision to make here. Some of you, this looks like love and romance, and it might be a third-party situation. Or others of you, there might be, and it doesn't have to be that way. You might not already be in an established relationship and meeting somebody new. It could be just plain meeting somebody new if you're single. It could be an opportunity for you and a partner in an already established situation. But again, this is a general reading. There's a endless variety of ways that this can play out in the specifics. There's an opportunity, but you need to not act in a spontaneous, impulsive manner. You need to kind of sit on it, let it play out a bit, and see if the offer is real, if it's valid, if it does have long-term security and stability. To the best of your ability, just not rushing in. Let's take a look at this Nine of Swords. The Five of Wands. Boy, this is just going around and around and around and around in your head about it. Worried about conflict, worried about fighting, worried about, if you tell people about this, what is the reception going to be? What's the, particularly if it's a third party situation where you have to tell one person, look, I'm going over here, whatever that situation is. But just, it feels like you're really stressed out and worrying about what the reaction of other people is going to be. Now it might be fear of the reaction of one particular person or other people or your community or your family or a combination of all of those things. The Ace of Cups, new love and romance, or a new beginning, a new opportunity of the heart opening up again. And it may be some internal conflict within yourself too. Is this really real? Should I really move forward on this, or am I just fooling myself kind of energy? Feels like a bit of a mishmash here. But then it feels like, you take off like a bat out of hell here, because the Eight of Wands is a card about action, intention, focus, and momentum. It's also a traditional travel card. It may involve traveling, moving, something like that. Eight of Wands. For some of you, it may be that you're in an already established relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. There's an opportunity coming in. It might be an opportunity for work, but it does require moving and relocating. And therein lies the conflict. Do we go? Or if you're dating someone, do I go and you stay? How does this work? Kind of energy for some of you. So the Eight of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Wands. Holy cow. That's a lot of action. Yeah. The Nine of Cups, your wishes granted, wishes fulfilled. The Knight of Cups, a love offer coming in. The Lovers. And usually a crossroads, choice, decisions that are either about a relationship or that will affect the relationship. You have to consider a relationship in terms of the choice or decision. In the early tarot decks, there was not a Lover's card. There was a card called the Choice, which this took the place of somewhere down the road, and it often pointed to a third-party situation. It doesn't have to be a third-party situation. I mean, this is a general reading, but for some of you it is. So that means that there would have to be a tough decision to walk away from one person to be with another person, or some other avenue like that. And that's a tough decision to make. For others of you, it's a decision you're making together. It might be dating. It might be together. It's whether or not to go in a certain direction. That's the fundamental theme to this reading. Whether or not to go in this specific direction, which it actually ends up looking like you do go in. Or at least there's, there's kind of a pretty strong sense of, yeah, I'm going to do this, or yeah, let's do this kind of energy here. The majority of the stress, anxiety, and worry is from your imagining what the reaction of a person or group of people or all of that together is going to be, and how much of that you're going to have to walk through, or get through in order to walk this path. That it looks pretty sure that most of you anyway are pretty determined to walk. So let's end with advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. The Two of Swords. Feeling a bit stuck at a crossroads. A tough choice has to be made, and this decision is going to need to be made internally. You may have to prioritize your mind over your heart. And that doesn't say to ignore the emotions, because there's plenty of them involved here, but also to weigh in a very practical way the pros and cons of the situation. The new one that you have the opportunity to walk, and whatever you may have to be leaving in order to do that, Does the end justify the means? Does the potential of the best way it could work out outweigh the potential of the worst way it could work out? The Six of Swords is the second card of advice. This is about, and it feels like for a lot of you, Spirit may be supporting you moving forward on this path, because this is always about healing, and in order to heal, we need to put ourselves on a path where the source of the pain is left behind us as we move slowly, step by step, in a better direction. The High Priestess, pay attention to your intuition, your gut instinct. And the Knight of Wands, which is, if you make the decision to move on this, do it sooner rather than later, because the Knight of Wands is the Knight of Fire. He is a knight of speed, action, and intention. So I'm going to leave it there, Gemini. Those are your messages for the second half of February 2025. I almost said 2024. That's always a challenge the first couple of months of a new year, right? To not say or write the number of the old year. So 2025. For those of you for whom it resonated, I hope it was helpful. If it did resonate, you'd like to take a deeper look at something specific, maybe, uncover it a little bit more, or you simply like the reading style. If you're interested in a reading with me for yourself, as a gift for someone else, email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can also click on the description of this video to see that information as well. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a little while for the next set of readings. Until then, be safe, be well, be blessed, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.